last moment to unmute there. Just the last moment. Well, hello, and welcome into this Tuesday's movie news. I am Jonathan C. Walsh here to discuss all of the latest happenings in the world of Hollywood and beyond. But in tonight's case, primarily Hollywood. Movie news. Here to discuss it. That is the general sort of gist of what we do here. Monday through Wednesday on this channel. Movie news. We discuss it. We dissect it. We give our opinions on it, for good, for lesser, and for more, and for good and for bad. What a start. I'm here to speak about Taika Waititi again. If you're on YouTube, you will be fully aware of that. You will have clicked on the thumbnail. You will have seen the man. Not so much front and centre, more front and right. With a huge, gigantic, sort of Thor, Ragnarok inspired Star Wars logo next to him. Which was of course part of the announcement that Kathleen Kennedy gave back in the day when she announced that not only him but Patty Jenkins would be doing movies. Fast forward, what, a year and a half, 2 years, maybe more, and we are still no further forward with Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie, but certainly further forward with his movie than we are with Patty Jenkins, who I think is currently on the back burner, the infamous back burner in which everyone's little favourite bald-headed independent filmmaker Ryan Johnson finds himself just now in terms of Star Wars trilogies. It's a back burner that may never ever come fucking back on. She may never be back. That movie might not happen. This table is giving me the absolute fear. It is raising in the middle like a fucking pyramid. That's concerning. But look, as you can see here, not further afield in terms of the actual production, moving closer, but certainly some news to share. Maybe not good news if you were sitting on tenterhooks waiting fervently for this movie to come out, but the man's come out and he spoke once again. We were speaking about him in his Star Wars movie just a couple of weeks ago, and we says at the time, me and Mystic Stephen, without the crystal ball, that we did not think this movie would come out in its slotted release date. We says that it was being positioned as the first Star Wars movie to come out post fucking blank on the name, and that's probably a good thing. The Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it's called? Even now I'm not fucking sure. Is that was the end of the trilogy, wasn't it? Rise of Skywalker. I've tried my best to forget that movie. I'm going to search that up. I can't actually believe I'm doing it. It was the last Star Wars movie that I fucking went to see in a theatre. And I'm actually having to search up if that was the name. It was the Rise of Skywalker. Your sound is fuzzy. That shouldn't be, because I've checked it. Bear with me, I'll have a little listen. It shouldn't be fuzzy. It may be the fan. I have got a fan on in here. Fucking hell. This mic. It's a joke. This is what happens when you move the mics around. But look, know what we'll do. Thank you very much for letting me know though, Chloe Mia and Nana. Here's what we'll do. Right, fuck this. Just start the whole fucking show again. And now we've got nakedhd.xyz. We have more cheap sex than Tinder coming up. Right, we're back. Let's do that again. We'll even animate that again. Seeing as though the mic decided it was going to act like a complete gimp. It wasn't a great start anyway, but look, anyway, I'm Jonathan C. Walsh. I'm here to discuss all of the latest happenings in the world of Hollywood, movie news. That's what we do. That's the general gist of movie burners, MBE, whatever you want to call us. Monday through Wednesday, if we can be asked on a Wednesday, if we are not recording reactions or doing all manner of other things. We are here speaking about movie news from the world of Hollywood, often from the world of Tollywood, Collywood, Bollywood, sometimes even Korea. We like to speak about movie news. Today it's going to be primarily Hollywood, and as I was saying previously, unawares that my microphone sounded like a fucking prop from a war-torn sort of East European country from the 1980s. Sadly, it could be from Ukraine today. I think the equipment they're using is just a little bit better today in Ukraine. Beirut, 1985, that's what my mic sounded like there. It didn't sound good. Before I got interrupted with that, I was doing a whole sort of fucking thing about Taika Waititi, Star Wars movies, how it was being positioned as the first movie to come out post The Rise of Skywalker, a movie that I almost forgot the name of. That's how fucking bad it was. That's how much I wanted to forget it. But of course there's been no real movement. I've used the thumbnail, I've used that funky looking Star Wars logo that was used as part of the announcement of Taika stepping in to direct a Star Wars movie. And I was just saying before I get interrupted again with the mic that been not much movement in terms of this movie, the Patty Jenkins movie, any other Star Wars movie, be it Rian Johnson's. Kevin Feige was supposed to be doing a Star Wars movie at one point. There's not been much movement in the world of Star Wars movies. The production is not any closer. And we were speaking about it a couple of weeks ago, about Taika, about his movie, about how he wasn't going to rush it, about how he was going to try and do something different, but also have all the familiar vibes and feels of a Star Wars movie. He didn't want to re-churn out another Skywalker story. He wanted to do something different. You can keep spamming that shit in the chat, ain't going to make no difference to me, man. I don't give a flying fuck. But not much movement, not much happening in terms of production getting closer, but out speaking about it, which is more than what Patty Jenkins is doing. And here he is out speaking about it once again. And he's had this to say. I do wonder if I can block that. I don't think I could do it through here. Bear with me here. I want to just check if I can block this motherfucker. Let's see. Add moderator. No, I've just made him a moderator. We'll remove the moderator. Bear with me. We'll do this. We'll get this full out. Hide. Put user in a timeout. How long can I make this user be in a timeout for? Can I make it a permanent timeout? Get fucked. And we'll go here. Put user in timeout. And we will hide this user from the channel. And just like that, like magic, this clown who is pumping the chat full of absolute spam and nonsense, pops up in just about every other channel I see incidentally on YouTube, is gone. Gone. Bit the bullet. Taika Waititi is not gone, no. He is not bit the bullet, thankfully. One of my favourite directors in the game today. And he's been out speaking about Star Wars. He's been out speaking about his Star Wars movie. And this is what he's had to say. I'll still be writing. That's in relation to a question regarding the end of this year. And are they back? I get the feeling they're maybe back. He said this in a recent interview with The Wrap. He was asked about his Star Wars project and broke down exactly where his time is going to be spent the rest of this year. Saying this: I'm going to be in New Zealand from August until the end of the year, with HBO Max's series Our Flag Means Death and Apple TV Plus pilot Time Bandits. And during that time I will be writing. I'm still trying to figure out what the story is now. Usually that would be a deeply concerning piece of language, sentence, group of adjectives to read out. He's still trying to figure out where the story is, what the story is. If that was any other director, I would be worried. But because it is Taika Waititi, and because he is a fan of the originals, and because he is a guy who's hot property, and because his finger is in so many pies just now, be it series with Apple TV Plus, HBO, Disney, I'm going to give the guy a buy, and I'm going to say, you know what, I trust you, Taika, because you took your time before Love and Thunder, and it's getting pretty good feedback. The trailers look fucking incredible. Chris Hemsworth looks rejuvenated with this character. Once again, thanks to Taika. He started that journey with Ragnarok. He's continuing it with Love and Thunder. I'm quite happy for this guy to take all the time in the world. I'm quite happy for this movie never to get made. I'll come flat out and say it. I'm bored with Star Wars movies, man. Disney's Star Wars movies have been very, very poor to average. Probably one okay one with Rogue One, but it's okay. None of them have came even close to the magic that was captured, the lightning in a bottle that was captured with the first two, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Not even Lucas could do it with the prequels. I don't think they'll ever recapture that magic, that lightning in the bottle that was the original Star Wars movies. I don't think the current generation's society in modern day is receptive to those kind of movies. I think we've moved on. We're more cynical, we're different, we're more impatient, we're more toxic, opinionated, and we just won't accept that kind of movie getting made. We think we would, but we won't. There will be faults picked in it. You just have to look at fucking Obi-Wan. The amount of people who are just picking fault after fault after fault in it. We were guilty of it as well. Instead of just watching it, going on the journey and experiencing what they were willing to give us. Society has changed. I don't think Star Wars will ever be back in movie form, but what they can do is do great TV shows, as we've seen with The Mandalorian, and to an extent with Obi-Wan, and to an even lesser extent with Book of Boba Fett, which I actually still enjoyed. I think that's the medium for Star Wars moving forward. I say this on an almost bi-weekly basis. That is the medium Star Wars is designed to thrive on now. Long form, sort of slow cooked projects with interesting characters. Use that sort of technology they've got there, whatever it was called I was speaking about it. Yeah, Mike man, finally a dating site I have been looking for. The cheapest. Someone wants to tell them cheap's not always better. Sometimes you want to spend a little bit more. You get more bang for your buck. I'm just concerned what you would get if you clicked on that link. Fucking worries me. I mean, even the cheapest tiers can't be that bad, man. I'm concerned what they're selling. What are they peddling, man? I'm having visions of Alan Partridge with his flashbacks. His twisted sort of daydreams. That's what I'm having visions of. That's what I think they're selling. That's not something I want to buy ever. I tell you, I'd go even further. I wouldn't even buy it for my fucking dog off of there, man. If they were offering cheap canine dating, I'd leave it. I wouldn't even use his. So, it's worrying. NakedHD.xyz. You can't even get a proper fucking URL, man. And I've just said URL in 2022. That in itself is concerning. But yeah, man, Star Wars. I care, man, if this movie ever gets made. There you go. The only thing that's really intriguing me is it's Taika Waititi. And I love the man so much. I just love his wit, his intelligence. I love his movies. I love his ability to boot you in the balls right after you've been howling with laughter, with a real emotive moment. And I just know this guy will conjure something special up. You factor in that he's also writing the script with, as I keep saying, fellow Glaswegian and Scot Kirsty Wilson-Cairns, who's also a fantastic writer. That gives me some hope that there is going to be something special conjured up. But for that to be enabled and allowed to happen, you have to give them time, man. Taika was out during the pandemic saying he loved the time, he loved the lockdowns to an extent because there was not as much pressure to rush the movie and maybe be forced into creating something that wasn't what he envisaged. If you get more time, you make the movie in your own vision, if you'd like. But yeah, continue to hit this to say, I'm still writing, I'm still coming up with the ideas and storylining it, and just wanted to make sure that it feels like a Star Wars film, because I could say, oh yeah, and that's not the way he said it. We'll just write any old thing and set in space and then put Star Wars on the front. I mean, that's what Disney have been doing recently, to be fair. But it wouldn't be a Star Wars film without certain elements and a certain treatment, so I just got to make sure that it stays within that wheelhouse. Look, man, as I says, I'm glad that he's out speaking about it. I'm glad that he's maybe calming some of the panty wetters out there who are maybe getting concerned that we've not had a Star Wars movie in 2 years, I think it is. How long are we going to have to wait to get another one? He's saying, bitches, leave it with me, I'll give you something special, but it's going to take some time. It's absolutely fine by me. Take all the time in the world, Taika. I'm sure it will work out special. Just having to swing my head round the monitor because for some reason I have an incredible hard-on for making life difficult for myself when I do this live streaming thing. And I have to keep wheeling round and looking over. Fucking camera there. I've got a monitor perched right up as high as it can go. Fucking all sorts going on, man. Moonlight, I feel like Buzz Aldrin. Another moonlight here, I feel like Neil Armstrong. I can feel like Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond, I feel like I'm in infinity. But look, continuing on the Taika sort of conversation, I'm going to just briefly discuss this before I move on. Because this guy has obviously worked with Tessa Thompson recently in Thor Love and Thunder. It's the very epitome of the kind of character that Disney and Marvel have been giving TV shows to in the last couple of years. And that may be disparaging to the likes of Wanda Maximoff and Vision, and maybe even to an extent Bucky Barnes. I would say Sam Wilson too. They are like full-blown Avengers. Putting them in the same breath as maybe Valkyrie, who's a lesser character in truth. But she's now the ruler of New Asgard. She is a big-time Charlie in her own right now. She's got off the booze. She's more serious. But sadly, just not big enough to command a sizable proportion of a Thor movie. Not when you've got Jane in there, i.e. Natalie Portman. Not when you've got a character like Chris Hemsworth. Not when you've got the man himself, Taika, voicing Korg. There's too many big personalities. You fling in Guardians of the Galaxy being in there too, Chris Pratt, fucking, I presume Batista's in there, I presume all the gang are there. There's too many big personalities to give that character justice, and it's been the same thing again and again. I feel like Ragnarok, I'm pretty sure that's when she was introduced, is when we got a sense of the character, but even then it was condensed. She was drunkenly falling off the ramp, she's still a bit of a sharpshooter, had a sharp tongue and wit. Great back and forth between her and Thor, but not enough in the movie to really marinate with the character and get a feel for it. This, I fundamentally agree with Taika Waititi here. I think a Valkyrie show would be fucking brilliant. And I tell you what, if they set it up in the movie, and Lord knows I've not seen the movie yet, but if they can create some sort of bond between Valkyrie and Korg, having them do a TV show together would be tremendous. I'd love to see that, man. I mean, she must have spent time with him. He was sitting with Thor when he was in his sort of Cheeto-crusted underpants, drinking the beer in that hut in Norway, playing Fortnite. They must have spent time together. I would love to see that character, and clearly so does Taika. He said one thing, one sentence. I'd love to see a Valkyrie spin-off. A Korg spin-off would be good as well. Now, I don't think Korg's quite compelling enough to get his own TV show on his own right. I don't think a Korg TV show would do good figures. I don't think you've got enough talent, even in Taika's great mind, to give us a 6-hour TV show with Korg. But if you combine him with a Valkyrie or something like that, a bigger personality, a bigger, more interesting character, it could certainly work as a sort of mismatched buddy kind of thing. But I've said it time and again, man, really enjoyed, one of the aspects I've enjoyed about these Marvel TV shows is the fact that we do get the lesser sort of characters, not your Iron Mans, your Captain Americas, your Thors, getting time to sit in their own juices, long form, 4, 5, 6 hours, and tell their story. And you get to see a different side to him. Even Loki, to an extent as well, was always a caricature 2D villain. They started fleshing him out, making him more complex as the movies went on, the years went on. But even he was interested in that, Tom Hiddleston, delving into what was the essence of the character, delving in and seeing a different side of him. And his interactions with the likes of Sylvie, and also Owen Wilson's character, whose name I'm blanking on just now. It's such an interesting thing to take these established characters and give them a new lick of paint, give them a different perspective, long form, 4, 5, 6 hours. I think Tessa Thompson's a fantastic actor. Really enjoyed her in the likes of Creed. I think she'd do a great job holding the ship, her own ship, steering it, like Jack Sparrow, which I'll get into probably now. In actual fact, I'll get into Jack Sparrow just now, because there's been a lot of... It was going to be the last topic in the show, but it's now the second topic in the show. Been a lot of speculation over one Jonathan Depp potentially returning as Jack Sparrow in a Pirates of the Caribbean reunion with Disney. That was all the rage the last couple of days. $300 million deal. He was set to get 20 odd million or something for doing the role. They were back, the gang was back. And I says at the time, when it got announced, or the rumours were flying about, because nothing was announced, as you can see here, he is not returning to Pirates of the Caribbean, which I'm fucking delighted about. But I says at the time, don't do it, Johnny. Please don't do it. Don't go back to Disney. Disney are treacherous. I'm trying to be nice about this. I don't want to swear again, because I've swore enough. Treacherous, I don't know, connivers. That's the best I can come up with. Don't do it. They stabbed you in the back, mate. They had nothing but hearsay. They had nothing but a flimsy conviction in a UK court when it was a libel lawsuit against the Sun, a shit rag of a newspaper. That's all they had against you, Johnny. And they sacked you, mate. They parted ways with you. They didn't want anything to do with you. Like Heath Ledger's Joker says in the interrogation scene in The Dark Knight, you were cast out like a leper. I was willing him not to get back. I was willing the story not to be true. And lo and behold, his representatives have come out and quashed it. They've said the reporting is not true. He's not working on a deal to return to the franchise. He has in a sense told Disney to go and take a flying fuck to themselves. And of course there's a guy who's out touring with, is it Jeff Beck? I think that's what his name is. Don't know a huge amount about the guy. I know he's a great guitarist. One of the greatest sort of Stratocaster guitar players on the planet. Probably second only to Jimi Hendrix in that regard. So this guy's doing very well. He's doing his main love in life, which is actually playing music. The Isolation cover of the great John Lennon will know that he can sing. And you can tell he's played the guitar for 40 odd years of his life, because he plays it to a very high standard. As someone who also plays the guitar, I'm not as good as him, and I'm pretty decent at the guitar. So I'm glad this guy's just taking his own time, doing his own journey now. He's not getting backed into the whole studio game in Hollywood once again, where there's huge expectation put on the actors, lots of restrictions on the way they want to live their life. And what you can say, that's maybe a good thing for Johnny, because one thing that came out of that trial was that he's most definitely got demons. He drinks too much, and he's probably not the clearest of thinkers when he is on the drink. So maybe getting back into a routine, working for a studio on a movie like this would be a good thing. But then he's been through a lot. I think a guy deserves to let his hair down and have a good fucking time. And if that means it's mega pints of red wine and hitting up and all sorts of stuff, be it coke, the lot, I don't care. Let the guy do it. He's been through the whole lexicon of human emotions. Let him have his fun. But as you can see here, Disney claimed that they were very interested in patching up the relationship with Johnny Depp. They were very hopeful that Johnny would forgive them and return as his iconic character Jack Sparrow. It was says they were working on a $301 million deal for the return to happen, including a hefty increase from the $22.5 million paycheck the actor got previously, or was set to earn previously. But the report lacked foundation, it lacked factual truth, as E! News claims. A representative for the actor told NBC News, "This is made up." I don't think there's much more to it. It's made up. And I'm glad it's made up. I don't want to see Johnny come back as Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's dead. The character's done. He kept the franchise afloat for as long as he did. Just with his personality, his charisma, his presence. That's what saved that franchise. That's what made the franchise. There was a couple other personalities in there too, but it was Johnny Depp. It was his show. But even he was struggling to keep that boat from fucking shipwrecking in that last movie. It wasn't. You could see it dipping. And in fact, it's been dipping for a couple of movies now. Ever diminishing returns. Step away from it, man. Leave it. It's there. It has historical sort of integrity now, that franchise. You've done it. Move away from it. Let them do the Margot Robbie remake and see how that works out. Because I'm telling you just now, if you thought 2016 Ghostbusters was bad, my, buckle the fuck in. Get some popcorn, because it's about to get interesting when Margot does Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm going to be speaking about Margot in a moment, incidentally. Some interesting photographs came out regarding Margot and one Ryan Gosling, and it just typifies Ryan Gosling for me perfectly. Why this guy could be one of the best sort of chameleon actors in the game just now. He can do everything. But Margot, let her do the Pirates of the Caribbean movie and see how he gets on. Lord knows, Johnny shouldn't be going back to that studio. Not with a 10-foot barge pole, not with a 200-foot barge pole. Johnny was shafted. And I tell you what, man, I'll go one step further. Warner Brothers, and their handling of the Ezra Miller stuff, compare it to what they did to Johnny Depp, man. Mutually consenting out the contract mid-movie. Speculation, hearsay. He's since went on and won a court case, and anyone with two eyes in their head and a brain that's functioning would tell you that Amber Heard is an incredibly dysfunctional human being, get real issues, and is perhaps one of the worst actors you've ever fucking laid your eyes on in the history of humanity. Getting back to the sort of ancient Greek days when they were performing in amphitheatres, she is god awful. Clearly false. Clearly manipulative. That studio sacked him based on hearsay from that woman. And then look what they did with Ezra Miller. This guy's running about, he's fucking grooming people, allegedly. Running away, disappearing, throwing darts at people. That motherfucker had his job. He was still working on movies up until a month ago, 2 weeks ago. So hypocrisy just runs large in the Disney and the Warner Brother executive halls, if you'd like. But look, Margot Robbie. Now, I'd never in a million years would have thought I'd be speaking about a Barbie movie. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a 33-year-old man. I'm a 33-year-old man. I have never touched a Barbie doll in my life. My recollection of Barbie is that fucking terrible song. I've got something in the beard. Come on, Barbie, let's go, Barbie. Ah, ah, ah. Oh yeah, you remember that song? You know you do. Who sung that again? Was that Aqua? I can't remember. But there was a Barbie song. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. You remember that fucking song? I know you do. And I'm including Mike in that, by the way. If Mike's still in here, I know you're like knocking on 60, Mike. You remember that song as well. And I know you're a guy that probably not into that fucking kind of music, but you will remember that song. So that's my sort of relationship with Barbie. Here I am speaking about a Barbie movie because I was looking for movie news and I seen this image of Ryan Gosling and I thought, Jesus H. Christ, what have they done to you, Ryan? They have held you at gunpoint in a hostage situation in a small, dank room. They have forced you to sign that contract. They have forced you to sign that contract, mate. There's so much pink in that image that it's genuinely concerning. It was Aqua. Fantastic. It was Aqua. Yeah, the song wasn't fantastic. Just me remembering that it was Aqua. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair. That was my... I was talking about this the other day. I'm going to go off on a tangent again. I'm a 90s kid. But the bulk of my childhood was in the 1990s. I grew up with some fucking brilliant music, man. Dance music, grungy sort of alternative rock music. I had the full shebang, Britpop, everything. I grew up with that. I was semi-aware of it. I was like 6 when that shit started happening, 5, 6. But my sort of teen years were the early 2000s, and you had the likes of Aqua out there, man. You had the McDonald's song. Just crazy shit, getting fucking Dr. Jones, all that crazy crap. I'm aware of that as well. I was a teen in that era, man. So I do remember it, sadly, and it tends to stick in the head way longer than it should. So I'm in for a fucking torrid night, man. Moving forward, believe me. Probably not going to sleep tonight. That will be in my head all night long. Earworms were created for those songs. But look at these images. Look at these images, man. Can I zoom this up? I cannot. Twitter is an abomination. Not interested in this Barbie shit. I've got to be honest with you. Grosser, I think her name is. I am not interested in the Barbie movie either. I will not be watching the Barbie movie, I can assure you. But you simply cannot be looking through a movie news website, glance at these images and not put it in the show. It has to go in the show, man. You've got Margot Robbie on roller skates, you have got Ryan Gosling on roller skates, and probably the brightest fucking costumes known to mankind. A luminous yellow, a luminous pink. They're like extras from the Gladiators show from the 1990s there. I'm showing my age off again. The wolf guy, all these fucking people, gladiators, that's what they used to wear. this sort of neon shit. It just looks wild. I was going to go off on a tangent and speak about Ryan Gosling and the fact that he is a chameleon of an actor. This guy's starring in The Grey Man with the Russo brothers. He does movies like Driver, Notebook. He can do it all, and now he's starring in a Barbie movie. And even though I'm not going to watch this movie, you can be guaranteed he will not let the movie down. He will be fucking solid in this movie as Ken. I'm pretty sure he's playing. Look at these images, and look, you speak of Ryan Gosling, man. You don't look at these images and look at Margot Robbie in tight spandex and not speak about it. You simply have to speak about it. Margot is the very epitome of a good Aussie lass. Looking absolutely tremendous in anything she puts on. She can rock the sort of retro 60s Once Upon a Time in Hollywood shit. Looks good. Puts that on, looks absolutely good as well. Barbie, what the fuck? Caldo. I wasn't looking there, man. My eyes did not go there. I'm not going to lie. So, we daren't speak about that. This is it's not a PC show. I swear an absolute trooper. I'm assuming you're talking about Barbie, by the way, not Ken. I mean, Ken's rocking a bum bag as well. We need to get back to that. It can't get any more fucking cringe than that. That is just reeks of Deutschland über alles. That does, doesn't it? I've went on holiday and mingled with Germans who rock this shit unapologetically. They rock the bum bag. It's usually a black leather one, but you'll get a bit of a rogue at times rocking the neon as well. But yeah, you can't not speak about it. I don't know the context of this movie. I don't know who's directing this movie, but they're probably the perfect match. They will. I mean, just look at this guy. Fucking hell! Look at him. Oh my days. What are you doing, Ryan? Jesus Christ, mate. But he's a funny guy, man. He really is. Anyone that watched, God, what was it called again? The one with Russell Crowe. God, what was it called, that movie? I absolutely loved it. Loved that movie, man. Mismatched Buddy one. They were both sort of investigative cops. Oh, I'm not going to get it, but it was a brilliant movie. He's so funny, this guy. He really is. He's done a lot of stuff on the late night chat shows with, I think, Will Ferrell. He is a really funny guy. Legit funny. And a brilliant actor. So I'm so intrigued to see if he can make that work. Margot Robbie kind of looks hot in that though. I'm not going to lie. She fucking looks good in everything, doesn't she? Just ridiculously good looking human being. And can handle herself as well. She's told stories of fucking wrestling snakes off her family members' heads and all of that, and dealing with spiders. Really, the perfect person to be around if you're an arachnophobe. I can imagine her and Chris Hemsworth as well. That's another one, just like whipping bird-eating spiders off the wall with like a fucking pinky and throwing it away, not giving a shit. Like, just the complete opposite to me. I'd be running, screaming, like John Lennon on acid. What is this? POTC? Flop in the making. I don't know what the fuck that means, man. I ain't gonna lie. POTC. Pirates of the Caribbean. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Mine went blank there. Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely a flop in the making. Is a good actor with a questionable agent. Yeah, she is. But she's done more good than bad recently, to be fair. I liked her in I, Tonya. She's done more good than bad recently. She's worked with Scorsese and people like that, so I mean, see when you've ticked those boxes off, you've worked with Tarantino, Scorsese. There's many better in the game to really, work under. Maybe go and ask Robert Pattinson. He seems to pick all the best directors out. If Taika was directing it, it would probably be good, but it does look like a flop. It's going to be a flop, isn't it? It is. It's going to be fucking dreadful. You don't put that much pink in a movie and it succeed. It simply can't happen. The only movie that could get away with using that much pink is something like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It can use that neon shit and pull it off, because Miles Morales is an interesting character, and the sort of concept of multiverse, the artistic styles, that's where it could work. This, it's too fucking pink, it's too in your face, destined to flippity floppity flop, as I like to say. But look, man, where am I going? I'm going to this. This is the last topic in the show, but I've went complete arse from elbow. I went to the end second. I've went to the third topic I don't know. I've lost the fucking plot. I'm all over the place, and it don't matter. It does not matter. I'm here to speak about Hugh Jackman. I was about to say Hugh Grant. Will Hugh Grant appear in Deadpool 3? I think he's probably got as good a chance as Hugh Jackman. Guardians of the Galaxy, absolutely, man. Yeah, Guardians is another one. But James Gunn, Taika Waititi, you're absolutely right. If Taika was to use those colours, he could make it work, man. He just could. I need to get the poster for Love and Thunder. I simply have to get that IMAX poster. It is a work of fucking art. Absolutely tremendous. But again, I may just wait, go to the theatres and see if I can get it for free like I did with the Batman one, because they were handing them out for nothing. And it's a pretty good quality poster, man. Decent sized. And I do love that poster, incidentally. But I got that for free. So why would you want to pay £15-20 for something you can get for free out the theatre? So I'll hedge my bets and see. But yeah, you're right, man. Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, you speak about posters, man. Guardians 2, Guardians 1, some of the best posters in the MCU, really. Just tremendous use of colour and design. As someone who's always been artistic, bit of a designer myself, I can appreciate the way that they use colours in those posters and those movies in general, man. But yeah, moving on. Hugh Jackman, will he appear? Hugh Grant, I says, will he appear in Deadpool 3? Why not? Get as good a chance as Hugh has, let's be honest. But what is the context of this? Let's get the actual proper image, the article up first and foremost. The context is one image that Jackman posted up on social media, looking at his phone with a sort of shocked face. I don't know why this means that he's potentially starring in Deadpool 3. They're doing some fucking 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon shit here. Separation of Kevin Bacon shit here. Could mean anything. He could be looking at a photo of his dog doing a shite. We'll get this back again, so we're going to strike while the iron's hot and put him in timeout. And we gone. Shit, I think I've just accidentally got rid of somebody else. Not unlimited boobies. Jedi Dick Sensei. You know what, we're going to show that. We're going to show that, mate. We'll show that one. Someone that posts unlimited boobies deserves to have one bite at the cherry. Deserves to be allowed in once, and then we'll see where it goes. Sadly, he's away. Jedi Dick Sensei as well. What a name. What a username. That could be one of the best names I've seen on YouTube. On fucking line, period. Jedi Dick Sensei. That rhymes in a way, doesn't it? It's pretty good. And Dick, of course, could mean Richard, so it could be Jedi Richard Sensei. But it's not. It doesn't sound as good, does it? But yeah. He's looking at his photo, he's looking at his phone, it could be anything. He could be looking at some strange sort of Oompa Loompa porn. And that's why he's looking a bit shocked, but also a bit intrigued to see how it's going to play out. He could be looking at what he's having for dinner that night, or that day. Could be a big fillet steak. Could be anything happening here, really. It's nothing to suggest he's looking at maybe a contract or a message from Ryan Reynolds pulling him into potentially Deadpool 3, but it has got the sort of minds whirring online, on Twitter. As you can see, he's doing a little embarrassed face. He's embarrassed about something, and potentially it's him being outacted by Ryan Reynolds, the Wade Wilson. I was about to call him the Wade with the mouth. The Met with the mouth. Oh, that sight belongs in the Barbie movie. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's concerning why they keep coming here. I've seen it though, to be fair, I've seen that fucking pop up in other channels, but it's like, what you trying to tell us here, man? What are you trying to tell us? Are you trying to insinuate that I'm looking for cheap sex dating? As I said before, man, we can use my dogs on it. But yeah, Hugh Jackman, will he appear? You certainly hope he will, Mike. You hope he'll appear in Deadpool 3, at least as himself. To be honest with you, man, he's looking at that site, yeah, he's looking at it and saying, fuck, I shouldn't have clicked that link. That's why it's cheap. It's Big Mamas. It's triple XL. You know what that site takes you to, man? It takes you to that weird, dark place. I don't know why I'm doing that. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Throw a bit of Wu-Tang in there. It takes you to that dark recess of the web, the dark web maybe, where these little skinny people, skinny guys, get off paying already monstrously overweight, obese women money to put more weight on. Watch them eat. There truly is something for everyone out there. That's where that takes you. If that ain't enough of a sort of put off from clicking that link, I can't think of a proper... I mean, just speaking about this is actually robbing me of brain cells and vocabulary, so I'm going to step away from it. But needless to say, don't click on that link, man. Don't do it. Save yourself. But yeah, man, I hope that Hugh Jackman appears in Deadpool 3 as well. I really do. I love this back and forth between him and Ryan Reynolds. I think it's fucking hilarious. They're doing like sort of advertisement things for their own little spin-off companies. Just the back and forth they got is great. I want to see them on the screen together. I would really like to see Wolverine come in. I think myself the context of Deadpool 3 is going to be multiverse. You're going to bring Deadpool into this expanded universe. And the way to do that is to bring him from another multiverse, bring him into the main timeline. And that, of course, opens up the potential for Hugh Jackman to maybe come in as Wolverine and cross paths with him. Wouldn't it be fucking incredible, man? If these two team up, you get Wolverine coming in and teaming up with Wade Wilson and wreaking chaos upon whoever the villain is for Deadpool 3. Because, man, it's the free guy, I think it is, director, who's coming in to direct. He's worked with Ryan on a couple of movies now. And you've seen the insane shit that goes on in that movie. Perfect director to make it happen, man. Perfect sort of combination, man. These two working together. Both violent as hell. Both get away with words. I'd love to see it. And look, if it's not to be, and we're not to get actual Wolverine back, flexing his claws all over the place and gutting people left, right and centre, telling some people to fuck off, then I'd take Hugh Jackman coming in a post-credit scene and just appearing, just to maybe get shot in the head or something, or maybe shoot Wade Wilson in the head, do something. I want to see him in the movie, I really do. It would just end it. It'd be a nice conclusion to his time as Wolverine. You could say that Logan's the best conclusion, but too dark, wasn't it? It was too fucking serious. It was a Debbie Downer. I'm ending on a spike after being like a sort of palliative carer for a dementia-riddled Charles Xavier. It's dark and twisted. I want to see him going out and about. Has he been back since then? Did he appear in... Because obviously Deadpool 2, we got a look at the X-Men, didn't we? There was a brief look. Has he appeared? I don't know if he's appeared since then. Maybe I don't think he has though. I think he's been done since then. Once again, I'm looking at Barbie images here. I need to step away. There was another thing I was going to talk about regarding this. That's what I'm looking for. I think I spoke about this before I round it up. It's going to be a fish out of water story. Again, the reason I'm bringing that up is because what do you think of when you think of fish out of water? You think of Man Out of Time. You think of Wade Wilson being popped into another universe. What are we currently exploring in the MCU just now? Multiverse. How can we bring this character back in or into the main MCU timeline? Multiverse. He will be a fish out of water. It can enable Wolverine, a different Wolverine to what we maybe get in 3, 4, 5 years. A recast version. It will enable Hugh Jackman to come in. I think it will happen. I actually do think we'll get him. I think it'd be just such a missed opportunity. It really would. But here he's speaking. I think it's him speaking. Paul Wernick and Rhett Rees, who are penning the script, revealed a key new detail for their new movie, stating it will be a fish out of water story. Deadpool is a lunatic at the centre of a movie. To drop a lunatic in a very sane world, it's straight butter. It's going to be really fun. It's straight butter is not a term I've heard used before, but I quite like it. I wouldn't say the MCU is a straight world, man. There's some crazy fucking shit goes on in that universe, believe me. You've got talking raccoons. You've got gods. You've got big purple guys nearly killing everyone. Successfully killing half the universe. There's a lot of weird fucking shit goes on in that universe. It's not very straight. In many ways, Deadpool's universe is more sane, more gritty and realistic than the MCU. So, but I'm so intrigued to see how they bring this character in. How they blend the tone Will they remain true to what they says, that it's going to be R-rated? I don't think you can have an R-rated character in a PG-13 sanitised Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's not how Disney roll. Disney are very much capture every eyeball in the market kind of studio. They want 80-year-olds and 90. They want 120-year-olds watching their movie. They want 2-month-year-old babies. They want fetuses watching their movie. And they'll charge the fetus if they can get away with it. That's how Disney operate. You ain't going to do that, man. If it's R-rated, it's a small sliver of the film-going demographic that can watch and actually pay for the movie. What have you said here, Mike? I can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder, nor can I. I just love Taika, I really do. I think he's an incredible director, man. I really, really enjoy Jojo Rabbit. That's one of my favourites from him. Just again, the way he's used the music in that movie, he's dabbled with lots of different emotion within scenes, not just the movie. Just a master at work. He deserved the Oscar for the adapted screenplay. Also, it was a sort of Holocaust novel, and only Taika can take that and do what he did with it. Really, it's imagination of a 5-year-old kid or whatever. Just a special brain. Looking forward to seeing what he does with Love and Thunder. Looking forward to seeing the Guardians, the Asgardians of the Galaxy, that ragtag group of broken people, fixing Thor and making him whole again. And just the shenanigans between Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth, man. Cannot wait to see it. I want Pratt to fucking succeed in this movie, because there's too many people hating on him. I dislike the treatment that guy's getting these days. He's a fucking cool guy, man. One of my best experiences in the MCU, and I can remember it vividly, man. It's coming up for like fucking 12 years now, or 8 years, sorry. Going to see Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time in the theatre. It was a transcendent experience. The music, James Gunn, what he presented us, Chris Pratt, and the first sort of shots of that movie, the Walkman, the dancing, singing with an alien, skipping about. I still go back to that soundtrack, man. So I love Chris Pratt. I want to see this guy ram it up all the haters that'll try to get him recast. No one else can play Peter Quill, bitches. No one else can play him. He's every bit as good at playing that character as Hugh Jackman was at playing fucking Wolverine. Shut the fuck up, bitch. And Miss Marvel episode 4. You know what, man? Mike, I need to watch Miss Marvel. I have not watched a single episode. I've been so fucking busy. I've heard good things. I've heard mixed things though. There's people saying they really like it, and then there's people saying it's a bit childish and a letdown. Or maybe ask you before I go, what's your thoughts on it to episode 3 getting into 4? Is it good? Because Kamala Khan, cool character, first Muslim superhero in the MCU, played the character in the Avengers game. Really interesting ability she's got, stretchy arms, the big fist punching. Just like it's almost like a coming of age story, isn't it? But again, I spoke about this before. Set in a school, people saying, if you're not of that age, you can't connect. Every motherfucker, I think anyway, has went through school, has lived that experience. You can connect. You may be old as shit now, but you can go back and remember and connect with the experiences she's going through. I'm hoping it's good, man. I'm going to watch it. I've still got to watch Moon Knight. I ain't even seen Moon Knight. Me, man, I'm behind. I need to watch so much. I'm a nightmare with TV. I either hit it and really go hard and watch everything, or I don't watch it. And it's like 10 years has passed and I've still not watched it. So, be interesting. My eyes look fucking goosed beyond belief. I look as though I'm dying. I certainly look as though I'm sweating, because I am. Because I'm inexplicably wearing a hoodie in a room that's already too warm. I've got a fan on and I'm wearing a hoodie. But look, man, that's going to round it up. I am done. My dog's raping his paw at the moment, which tells me he's ready to go out. And he is ready to go out. So I'm going to get going and let my dog out for a walk. What is your thoughts? So it's back again. We've got Tinder overpriced shit now. Try us, 18 plus. You know, I think if I was going to try it, I'd try Tinder before you, mate. Just a little, hunch I've got here. I think I'd prefer Tinder to you. Tinder's legit. You ain't. But man, what's your thoughts on the topics I've touched upon on the show tonight? What do you make about Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie not looking as though it's coming out? Maybe the end of 2023 after all. because he ain't even going to be filming it this year. He's still in the writing phase. He's still bouncing ideas around. Are you worried about it? Are you excited about it? Do you not care about it? What's your thoughts? You can comment down below if you've got anything to say about that. Anything to say on Johnny Depp not returning to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, not reuniting with Disney? I'm delighted with that. I don't want him to ever go back to Disney. They are bitches, traitors. They treated the man terribly. What's your thoughts on it? What do you make about the Barbie movie? How fucking bright are those images? I think they've actually damaged my eyesight. I think I am actually... I've bleached my retina with the pink and the luminous green. I may be forever fucked. I may actually be Buddy Holly shortly. Glasses glued to me. Without the haircut. So I don't look like Buddy Holly. I probably look more like Moby. And that takes me back to Eminem. You're 35-year-old, bald-headed, blow me. You're too old, let it go, it's over, no one listens to techno. That takes me back to that. I am now Moby. I laughed at that back in the day when I had hair and I was young-ish. I was young, very young. I laughed at that. Now I'm crying at it because I've turned into Moby. And finally, Deadpool 3. Do you want to see Hugh Jackman back in Deadpool? Comment down below if you've got anything to say at all about that and a whole array of other things you feel compelled to share within reason. None of this naked HD shit. I've had enough of that. Mike is finished, and I'm presuming you're finished because I'm finished, by saying I enjoy it. The family is genuine. People say it's childish, maybe. Focus for young adults, but Spider-Man is kind of like that though too. Man, the whole MCU stuff is primarily focused for young adults. It's just that it's intelligently enough crafted that you can connect with if you're older. All good family adventure can connect with everybody, because again, we've all lived it. That's kind of the whole point. You don't have to be 15 to enjoy it. You can be 45 or 33 in my case, or 20, or a 99-year-old in a housing, sort of assisted housing setup, and you can enjoy it. That's the beauty. You've lived it, and they're probably living it, to be fair, the 90-year-olds, because they'll probably have went doolally, and they'll currently be like a 15-year-old. Disney know what they're doing, I'm telling you. They know what they're doing when they're multi-demographic in it. They will remember it like it was yesterday. So, yeah. But look, I'm done. I'm done speaking. You can like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Hit the bell icon to get notifications. Hit the follow button over on Twitch as well. Notification thing over there. It sees over there doing the exact same fucking thing as I am doing here on YouTube. But I think a higher bitrate. So it's just a little bit better the quality. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very fucking much for watching. 59 as well, mate, yep. I am done speaking. I shall see you tomorrow, I think, with Stephen, for another movie news show. I don't know why I do that, I should just wait until I'm done speaking. Bye bye. And thank you for the comments. But not the naked HD ones. They can get fucked. Bye bye. I will have a good night, Mike. I will. I've got the VR set up. I have ditched a Zettel Corsa. A fucking full-on sim racing. Well, I've not ditched it, I'm not using it. I'm getting into F1 2022. I'm going to have a good night. Bye bye.